following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, the guys discuss the latest Ball family drama, talk some NFL Week 2, and as always, we answer some listener questions and wrap things up with some trivia. All that and more. Let's get to it. Yeah, that's what it is. I guess we gotta do it then. You alright? Chill, pool, out, money, West Coast. Let's get it. Strap in, let's take a ride. Oh yeah, it's about that time, right? Been waiting all week to get to this. It's finally time to defy life. Let's chop it up, keep it real, no other way. That's what we do. We might disagree, but it's all love. Guarantee we gon' speak the truth. Yeah, this hit different. My guys with me now. Who's with us? Stick around for a few minutes. It's contagious. You'll get it. You downloaded the realest. Don't feel us, but get out. You not rocking with Defy Life, then what's your life about? This ain't Defy Life. Told you. On to the shy line. I'm gonna let this ride out though. This is Defy Life. This is Defy Life. Welcome to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Thank you for listening. You can find us on all social media platforms at Go Defy Life. You can also find us on your favorite podcast platforms, and now we are available at defylifepods.com as well. We encourage you to like, subscribe, and give us a 5-star rating whenever you listen. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This is episode 125, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, J.R. Glymph, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Thomas Stevens, West Coast J, Yusuf English. How's it going today, Pooh?
Man, it's going well. I definitely can't complain. I'm happy to be on. What's poppin', fellas?
Hey, man. Ain't nothing good. Good to hear your voice. Good to have you in the house of the Lord one more time.
No doubt.
Yeah, West Coast, what's good with you, man?
Oh, man, I'm over here chilling. I'm glad to be back. I'm saying the ladies' room was getting crowded.
Word, that's what I was going to ask you, man. What was going on in the ladies' room?
Man, I'm not supposed to tell nothing about what's going on in the ladies' room. That's a gentleman's statement.
Is ladies' room like Fight Club? Is his first rule in ladies' room is don't talk about ladies' room?
I mean, if they let you in, they let you in.
Damn, all right. Enough said. Oh, man. Yoshi, what's good, man?
What's up, fuckers?
What's going on, man?
I know, man. What's good with you?
Nothing much, man. Another day, another dollar.
I hear you. Or 15 cents.
Another bill became known to me in the mail.
Right. Hey, man. Good to have you.
As soon as you make it, it's gone, man. As soon as you make it, it's gone.
But
yeah, man, happy to be here. Always happy to be here.
No doubt. Well, we're going to go ahead and get this out of the way. Memo desk. Money's not here. Yep, we do have a memo from his assistant to our secretary. Apparently, did anybody see any holes in the lobby in the lobby of the office today?
Wasn't none in the ladies' room.
Wasn't none in the ladies' room. Wasn't no holes in the ladies' room. Apparently, 2 hoes left the memo and say they need saving. So that may be where money is. We'll see if he shows up, if where he is, because hoes are stopping by the office now and here in downtown Nebraska asking for money personally. And Al is not here. Al is... Oh, yeah, Al won the quarterback job for the New York Jets. So Al may not be here next week either. We'll see, unless they give him Tuesdays off. So Al apparently will be starting for the New York Jets at quarterback next week. So we shall see.
Sounds about right. It's a lot of handing off to Le'Veon. It's cool.
Right, yeah. Even Al can do that. Yeah, man. So, good week, man. As usual, do a little bit of house cleaning before we get started. Pooh.
What's good, man? What's good?
So, word on the street is Speak the Truth has their own shirts now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they look great as well, man. I'm happy to have them out there in the streets. Probably get a little bulk order coming on Friday. We'll see, man. Okay. I like them. Get out there and get them.
Yeah, I mean, if every host from the show get a shirt, that's a bulk order. Y'all got like 18 hosts on that show.
It was fun, man. We had a special guest. Last week. Now we done got hit up like 3 times for people that wanna join the show.
No word.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, tell them they got to get a shirt first, and then they can get on the show. So that means y'all need to go to defylifegear.com. Go ahead and get your podcast gear, which now includes Speak the Truth with Pooh's lovely mug right front and center, cartoon style. So yeah, y'all go ahead and jump on those.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. But yeah, again, y'all check us out at our new home at defylifepods.com. That's defylifepods, PODS.com. Definitely check us out. Every show from across the network is there. You can put a face with the voices, meet all the Defy Life family, from the host to the partners to the writers, the creators, everybody, even the voice of Defy Life. The guy you hear at the beginning of every Defy Life show, and I can't get this deep, but he says the following podcast is, even that guy's mug is on the website. So go check us out and see what everybody look like. I promise you, we are all a beautiful set of people. These genes run deep. So yeah, guys, when's the last time Pooh, I'll ask you first. When's the last time we talked about Lonzo, Lavar Ball on this show?
Man, since probably like Keon next to last episode, had to be.
It's been a minute, right?
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
And that's Keon's guy.
Right.
So, it's been a minute. Yoshi, have we talked about Lavar Ball since you've been on?
No.
West Coast, I know we ain't talked about Lavar since. So
nah, not at all.
Yeah. So I guess Lavar, they do still have the family ball show, whatever it is, the Facebook show, and even from there, he doesn't make a ton of noise. I guess the brand, of course, is kind of taking some hits with the Alan Porter guy, whatever his guy's name is, Alan Porter, whatever his name is, that was stealing money from the family and stealing money from Lonzo. So apparently, did y'all see where on the show last week where LeVar and Lonzo got into it about Lonzo wanting to like update and change the Big Baller brand and change the name of the company?
Nope.
So I'm gonna play the clip here in a second, but so it got so far as LeVar basically telling Lonzo that he's damaged goods. It was crazy. Like, here we go.
Hell no, I wouldn't change the name.
I'm just saying from a marketing standpoint.
From a marketing standpoint, regardless of what it is.
I'm just saying, that's my opinion. I'm just asking a question.
I'm just saying. Triple B is always going to be the name. On the fact that it also stands for the 3 ball brothers. I'm not changing that at all.
What is your opinion on that?
I don't give a about his opinion.
I just want to hear.
But no, listen to me, son. When I come out with a name and then somebody tell me to change it, that's like me telling me to change your name. That's like people saying, oh, hey, change Lonzo's name to Alfonso on the fact that he's been damaged goods for the last 2 years.
The brand is demolished right now.
The brand is not demolished. Okay. That's how you feel the brand is demolished.
That's everybody feels.
Who's everybody?
The world.
The world? That's the consumers you talk to?
Yeah. It's all messed up right now.
Why is it messed up? Because one person did something bad?
He was the main person.
He wasn't the main person.
He ran everything.
Dang, he didn't run everything.
That's my opinion. That's
who
my
the one signing autographs? Who the one taking the pictures?
You set it all up.
That means you're running everything as far
Yes.
as who's the big baller brand?
You got it.
Ain't no Alan Foster gear. It's big baller. Here's the thing. If you have a goddamn tree and a bad apple falls off the tree, you don't chop the goddamn tree down.
He was more than apple though. He was the branch.
Cut the branch. You don't cut the whole tree down.
The tree did fall down, right?
How did the tree fall down?
Why are we restarting everything?
How did the tree fall down? I created.
Yo, when you get in the conversation, you start talking about apples and trees, it's time to just tear that shit up.
Right.
Right. So, Pooh, man, what you think about Lavar calling Lonzo damaged goods?
I think that was whack, man. That was whack by his pops. You know, Zoe had some valid points, you know, and you know, his pop had some, you know, valid points as well. So I could take some from both of them argument, but I think a little too far hitting him with the damaged good joints. But his reaction like he didn't take it too personal. It probably hadn't dawned on him yet. Later on, it probably hit him, you know, worse than it did, you know, right there, because it seemed like it didn't bother him right then.
Yeah, and if you could see his face, you could tell it did kind of get to him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yosh, what do you think? You think at this point it'd be a good idea for them to pivot and totally adjust on the Big Baller brand name?
Man, pivot, throw that shit in the trash, do something. Like, at the end of the day, like, the shit was hot before your son actually started playing. Like, I mean, like, nothing's panned out the way, like, you finessed your way to L.A. Okay, cool. Your son got traded. The whatever it is, the company did some the people you had did fuck shit. And now, like, you literally arguing because he like, man, Dad, man, you might need to chill, man. Fuck this, man. We need. I should have signed with Nike or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, he probably saying the polite shit, but he in his head going, oh, man, this bullshit. Like, how could I get out this shit? You know what I'm saying? And I just think that, and it's another one of those things that shows Lavar's bullheadedness. And just with anything, like you're not like your son is making his own money for himself, and you don't have like you're not even taking his, you know, what he's saying people are saying to him. You're not taking that into account at all. And so now you're losing the respect of your son because the one person that would like not say nothing, like the fact that argument is even out in public is nuts to me. I'm pretty sure they've had other arguments or other disagreements. I wouldn't call it argument because it wasn't really an argument, but other disagreements. But now all of a sudden shit's mainstream.
Right.
Like that's just tough. Like it ain't a pivot. It's a hard get the fuck out. The house is burning down.
Right.
Just get out this bitch and let's just go buy another house. You know, fuck build. Let's just go buy another house. Let's sign this contract over here. Because, I mean, Lonzo is young enough to actually still salvage his career. Because it ain't like it's totally in the toilet. But all of this outside shit is not helping.
Right.
It just ain't helping his cause. And I just feel like Lonzo need to get out and just be done.
Yeah. West Coast, is there any saving Big Baller brand at this point?
Nah. Big Baller brand's on the way out. It's the building's burning, the barn's burnt, the crops is burnt, the field has been to people dropping salt on the field. Like there's nothing that will get it back. And Lavar is doing all he can to stay in the limelight, but in reality, he should probably back up. You know, is he going to? Probably not.
Right.
He's probably not going to. The other thing is, I think that, like, in listening to the way that Lavar said that, I think that he was legitimately just talking about injuries.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when he said damaged goods, like, I think he was talking about injuries, and I think that Lonzo was like, I mean, that was a little bit low there, Pops. And we all on the book in front of people.
Right.
You know,
and, you know, like, you say some shit like that, that kind of makes me think you've been thinking that shit for a while.
For a minute. Like, that was something that he seemed to have locked and loaded.
He had that in the holster. Right.
Right.
And that, yeah, and I absolutely agree. Like, you can rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic all you want. It ain't gonna stop that fucking ship from sinking.
Nope.
Like, so at this point, while they do have something viable to latch on to an established brand, they may want to jump ship and try to do that. And Pooh, we talked about this. We tried to convince Keon of this. Even if everything had gone right with Lonzo, if he, if the injuries hadn't taken place, if he played as well and as consistently as his ceiling would garner, he's still not the type of transcendent talent that carries an entire brand. All right, so what was his closest comparison? We said this 2 years ago, Pooh. His closest comparison coming out was Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd couldn't carry a brand like Michael Jordan could, or like a Vince Carter could. Like, Jason Kidd, as good as he was, couldn't carry Nike. He could be a part of Nike, but he couldn't carry Nike. That's what I think was their biggest mistake from the beginning, was banking on somebody who's not a transcendent athlete carrying a brand, especially a startup brand. Like, that was the biggest mistake from the beginning. And that's with everything going right. So
yeah, but if you let LeVar tell it, his kids are the second coming.
Right, but eventually,
like,
that's what we said that at that point too. Eventually, them niggas got to play, and we're gonna see.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
like,
LeVar is not necessarily known for his rational thought process.
And
like, he's a relatively irrational dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it's beneficial to him. That lack of rationale pretty much manifested itself in his son being drafted number 2 overall by the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
So like Yoshi said, he finessed his way in LA. But eventually, and we said this 2 years ago again, at some point it's going to become less about LeVar and what he's telling us that we should believe versus what we actually see. And the play of Lonzo and Melo and LiAngelo are going to dictate the success of the brand. And if they can't play like he's telling us they can, the brand's going to fall apart because there's nothing else to carry it. And that's what's happening. Other than, that and shitty customer service and bad money management and a horrible name. Like, the name Big Baller Brand was terrible to begin with. Who still says baller in 2019? So, yeah. So, I don't know, man. So, real quick, Yosh, what kind of season you expect from Lonzo this year in Memphis?
About what he had last year, like his career is about to be what it is.
Right. Yeah.
He played last year? Yeah, he did.
He played.
See how much I paid attention?
About a quarter of the season, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be about that. He seems to be injury prone. And I think that's the one thing that kills careers. You have a loudmouth father who you haven't been able to back up what he said. And I mean, like that's the point, like, that kills me, is his mouth put entirely too much pressure on Lonzo.
Right.
Like, he just and I just don't think, I think this career is this season is gonna be another ho-hum year, like the rest of his career has been so far. And it's not a knock on Lonzo, it's just like, if I equate it to Lonzo was coming in talking about, like he was a pimp. Man, I got the baddest bitch with the boy.
Right.
Like my man, boy, that pussy you throw it up in the air, you know, you get that sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, and what's the line? You thought you got the bomb because I rolled you a joint? Like, it was just some regular old pussy. It wasn't, she was plain as shit.
Right.
And that was if she was in the room to perform. Like,
so,
like,
I think Yoshi just called Lonzo Ball.
he's a basic bitch.
That's what it sounded like.
So it sounded like
LeBron, I mean, not LeBron.
Right.
Oh God, Lonzo's a basic bitch. Like,
right.
Because think about this: if he was worth anything, wouldn't he still be in LA?
Right, and that's what I was like too. Is like you mentioned LeBron in the era, but it actually, like, I don't think it's a coincidence that LeBron lands in LA and instantly LeVar Ball goes quiet. And a year later, they all out of town.
Listen, LeVar thought he was a pimp. Like you thought you was Billy Badass until you met Billy Badass.
Right.
LeBron walked in like, nigga, you shut the fuck up.
Right.
For
Like,
all
man,
y'all niggas out here.
Magic, you might have put up with this shit. I'm not.
just and that nigga basic as hell. Like, he's a middle of the road point guard in the league.
Yeah.
Like, that's
a marginal starter.
Like, better off the bench.
I mean, we ain't even got a full sample size from the kid. Like, he only played in 99 games in 2 years. So even if he wasn't basic and all that you said he is, that he still got to stay on the damn court. You know, he can't even stay out there.
I agree, but I think that even when he's on the court, like you don't watch the game going, damn, I gotta see him play. Like, I can't even make the connection between him and Jason Kidd because I enjoyed watching Kidd play.
Yep, that's fair.
You know, I was like, yo, Kidd on? Shoot, let me get to that.
Right.
You know,
He gonna do something amazing.
I mean, shit, damn, hell, I damn near watch. And this is not a knock on who I'm about to say, but he ain't even Kenny Anderson or Travis Best. Like, shit, he's in that damn. Them boys better than him.
Yeah, and I mean, we say it's a small sample size because of the injuries, but after a few years, right? After a few years, injuries become part of the evaluation.
The best ability is availability,
right? And so, like, whenever you're scouting a player, if there's an injury trend there, that becomes part of the evaluation. So at this point, the injuries are kind of part of who he is. And the injuries are the reason small sample size. So, yeah, it's I mean, I wish all the best to him, but at this point, like it's rare in the NBA that you ever see dudes after 2-3 years in the league explode and become all-stars.
Yeah,
usually,
it is very rare.
You know, in the NFL you see that quite often, but the NBA, once you kind of fall into a lane, you fall into a lane. It's rare that we find dudes that's come out of nowhere in the NBA.
Yep. I mean, I'm even sitting there looking at his numbers. Like, he's not even quite middle of the road. You're looking at 99 games at 32 minutes a game, 10 points, a 38% field goal percentage, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He's supposed to be known for being a passer. 6 assists. Come on, man.
What from 3? Like 20%?
31. He's actually a 31% 3-point shooter.
And what from free throw line?
Those I don't see. Give me a second. But yeah. Oh, he 43 from free throw.
Right. Yes.
What? Yeah. Not even basic. Like, these are Ricky Rubio numbers. Blow these out the ball.
Yeah, pretty much. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so, like, if they are going to like finagle something, like, he's just gonna have to go be a part of Nike or a part of Adidas at this point.
Yeah, like, but I don't even think.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
But I don't think he get a deal with any of them.
He might
He better holler at Kawhi and go to New Balance.
Something.
Right.
End up
see if Steph got some
playing for Puma.
I know him. Yeah. Right. But
bring back the PF Flyers.
Oh God. But I don't know, man. What is it? But either way, at some point, I think we passed the point of Lavar's like irrationality stepping over into like just flat out like
idiocy.
Yeah, it's just like
he's an idiot crap. He's an
motherfucker ignorant.
Yeah, and you know, and delusion. Like he's just completely delusional at this point. I mean, he's still telling us that the middle kid gonna end up in the NBA, and it would, like he's still telling us stuff that like at this point we just can't believe you. We need more people.
That nigga's like the drunk uncle.
Yes, exactly. We said like
the drunk uncle at the cookout.
My boys been ready to watch. They gonna get all up.
You know who you remind me of? I was the dad off of Varsity Blues, the backup boy. Hey man, show him you can throw that football, man. Go put it right here. Put it right here.
Wow.
Knock this bear can off my head. Why knock the bear can off my head? Yeah, man. Dumbass. Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Go sit down.
Right. And you know, unfortunately for all of us, we got to go through this shit again in a few months, because then the youngest son about to come out. So we go through this shit again, and him telling us how great his kids are, and we already know. So.
Or maybe he's learned his lesson and he shuts the fuck up.
Maybe.
Highly doubtful.
Yeah, maybe, but
highly
doubt that. Right.
So what is this?
I don't know. Well, yeah. So, but what we do know is whatever happens, we're gonna hear about it, and it's gonna be on some show, Facebook, or Colin Cowherd. We're gonna hear his mouth about whatever he got.
Like to hear about it? Here you go.
Here you go. So yeah, we got some interesting listener questions this week. Has anybody had a chance to check out the Wu-Tang and American Saga on Hulu?
Yes.
Good.
On Hulu?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got Brandon from Columbia. Wants to know what you think about it. What do you think about it so far, Yosh?
I think it's a crock of bullshit.
What? Really?
I like the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it wasn't a backstory, if it wasn't being sold to me as a backstory for Wu-Tang,
mm-hmm.
I'd be like, okay, cool.
Okay.
It'd be a good show. But they're trying to sell it to me as a backstory for Wu-Tang, and apparently a lot of the shit's off.
Yeah, a whole lot. So
I'm sitting there going, okay. And not only that, there's clear definition about who's who. So I'm going, okay, is that the Chizza? Is that Meth? Is that, I thought that was Meth. No, that's not Meth. Okay, he just called him Chef. So that's supposed to be Raekwon. No, that's not Raekwon.
right.
Cause that's not his rhyme. But who's the only person I knew was ODB. Like, other than Dirt McGirt. Other than Dirt McGirt, I didn't know nobody else. I didn't know who was who. And then, like, the rap battle, where the hell this Jamaican dude done came from? Like, I just, like, the shit was just like, okay, bro. Like,
yeah.
It just became a little much, but I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy the entertainment value of it.
Right.
Cool show, like the fact when he tried to steal the SB 1200.
Right.
And dude was like, "Yeah, you're gonna need a bigger backpack."
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Right.
Pimp, you need to go home and put that back.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like, you know, little parts like that. When his brother got locked up and he had to kind of take over for stuff, they the rival them burnt the damn the trap house down, like shit like that. Like, it was cool.
Yeah.
Thought it could do a little bit more in production, because it just seems like they just recorded the shit and said, "Oh, that looks good. Let's go with that."
Yeah, like and this is what gets like a lot of the music while they're actually spitting rhymes and like live performance stuff.
Yeah,
I'm trying to. Like, is it like subpar on purpose because Wu-Tang is so known for just their raw grittiness and like under polishing the music, or is it just bad? Like, I can't buy Dave East's Method Man at all.
No, that's the dude, the tall dude that worked in the
Yeah, that's that's Dave East.
Yeah, that's supposed to be Method Man.
I can't buy him. Like, and Dave East is a rapper. You would think that he would do a better job of like spitting meth verses. But overall, I like it. I'm with you.
Oh, yeah, entertainment value. I like the show.
Pooh, Jay, y'all watched any of it?
No, I was caught up in the ladies' room, bro.
Right.
I've gotten through about 45 total minutes of it, and the only thing that I'm stuck with is I don't know who's who at all.
Right,
minutes in.
Right. And yeah, like episode 4, I think I finally got that one dude was Ghostface. I was like, oh, okay, he's Ghost.
Okay, well, I guess I got to watch episode 4. I haven't watched 4, 5, and 6 yet because that came out this week.
Right.
Yeah,
so
I'm watching 4, 5, and 6.
And I'm guessing they did that. Like I kind of like that they didn't just jump straight into the music, but I think they're carrying out too long without getting to the music.
Without getting to
right, because now it's just like they just like regular dudes again. You don't know who's who, like you don't know like it's which is why I guess I'm glad they put it in a miniseries and not a movie, because you're trying to tell 9 people's stories. It's hard to do in a movie, so I'm glad they're doing it in a series. But at some point, they just got to get to the meat of it.
Mm-hmm.
What I do like is the way Hulu is doing it and dropping it like 3 episodes at a time.
Right.
So it like I damn near be like, nigga, I got shit to do. I don't, because I got into, and this is not to get off topic, but I got into the evolution of hip hop on Netflix. That shit had me hooked. I could not
Big
watch
time.
shit else.
Yeah.
I ain't watched shit for a whole day, like a day, 2 days.
Yeah.
Because I started it after last week's episode. I just turned on Netflix when I got into bed at like, thanks to y'all, 2 a.m. And it's like evolution of hip hop, new episodes. I was like, they had old episodes. So I went back to episode 1 and I was watching that shit all the way up to the weekend.
Man, yeah. I watched episode 1 and binged off. I mean, season 1 binged off of that. And then when I saw they had new episodes, I binged on that too, especially when they got to talking about Outkast. I was hooked.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. So, Outkast. So I just say, so like, I like the fact that they keep you wanting more from week to week. So it gives me time to have a life. Like, I got other shit to do.
Right.
Just sit in front of the TV.
But eventually what they going to do if they don't get into this music is they going to lose me after episode 6 when I come back to this. When they come back for the 3rd week, I'm going to be like, you know what? I can wait on it. They ain't going to talk about shit about the music anyway. So I'm hoping they get to the music really soon.
Yeah.
And as much as I like the dude as an actor who's playing RZA, I think that's a terrible job of casting.
It seems like he's trying too hard. Like it's like you gotta hold his mouth a certain way, and
you gotta walk a certain way. Yeah, like I like him in other stuff, but I just don't think he's as good as RZA. You know, but I don't know. We'll see. But overall, Brandon, I like it. Hoping it gets like it speeds up a little because again, we don't know who half the dudes are. Half the dudes we ain't even met yet. I think I think they briefly showed Jizza. They hadn't introduced like.
So the dude ain't Jizza. Who's the dude?
Who the main dude?
Yeah,
that's RZA.
Bobby Digital.
That's
RZA.
Digital.
That's Bobby D.
So
That's
so
RZA,
far
right?
I know RZA, I know Meth, I know Raekwon, and I know Ghostface.
Which one is Ghostface?
His Dennis, the homeboy, the one who got the handicapped brothers.
Oh, I figured that was Ghost.
That's
the
Ghost.
One that was fucking the sister.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
That's Ghost. So we briefly met Jizza in a recent episode. I don't think they've shown Inspector Deck yet. I don't think they've shown You God. I mean, we met Old Dirty, of course. Master Killer. I don't think they've shown. I know they showed Capadonna. They showed Capadonna in jail when the brother was in jail. He's one of the dudes he met in jail.
He's one of the dudes that he's with in jail. That's Capadonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of showing up, but you kind of like if you miss a part, you don't know who's who. So
listen, I'm like West Coast. I was in like, yo, what the fuck? Like who? Is who? The only one I was kind of pretty like short on was Bobby Digital, and
ODB,
and ODB,
and right,
and like that was legit.
Yeah. Like Dirk that's clearly Dirk.
And dude is doing a good job playing Dirk too. I give him that.
Yeah.
Dude is doing a good job. So
that's clearly him. And if they wouldn't have said Bobby Digital or Bobby D, if they didn't keep calling him Bobby D, I wouldn't have any idea.
Exactly. So and then the brother that with the jail, at first I was like, is that you, God? Like I didn't know who he was. Like I ain't, but tell you what, Brandon, we'll just the strength of your question and just how it's flowing. We'll check back in another couple weeks and give you another update on what we think. Because, especially once they get to the music. And I don't know, man. Davies got to show up better as Method Man. Like, you can't fuck up a Method Man performance. So, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I'm from Preston in Philly. Pooh. Pooh, leave us?
Nah, I'm here.
Preston wants to know who's your all-time dude from Philly would ask this question. Who's your favorite boxer of all time and why?
Who's my favorite boxer of all time? Well, when I read that, when the first thing the person I think about when it comes to boxing is Mike Tyson, and because just the brute strength and just maliciousness and just the aura, that came along with Mike Tyson. Because I watched boxing before, but I really didn't know a lot about it. I'm not a technician of it. I didn't know anything about defense boxers or counter punchers or anything about like that until I was older. But just when I got into boxing and learned more about it, Mike Tyson was dominating, and I still just have that in my mind of him dominating. So I'm gonna go with Mike.
Okay, all right. West Coast. What about you? Who's your favorite boxer of all time?
It's a very similar answer to Pooh's. Like when I read the question, the few boxers flashed in my mind, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized it wasn't until I got older and really understood the sweet science that I didn't. Like Floyd would be up there. He would be my favorite just because he doesn't get hit. And that's just interesting to watch. Right. It's interesting to watch for me. Most people complain about it right after the fight. But it is interesting to watch for me to see somebody who is so skilled at that sport that he doesn't get hit.
Right.
But the honest answer is that Mike Tyson is the reason why I even have an idea or an inkling what boxing is. Like I wouldn't have if when I was growing up, Mike was he was the champ. So those pay-per-views for all 37 seconds of each one, Mike would come to wearing the whole of the towel with the hole in it, the whole aura, the eminence, the stare downs that just made you could look at the other opponent and just go, wow, it doesn't even matter who you are, like you lost already.
Right.
That and the most symmetrical left hook I have ever seen ever.
Yeah.
Like Mike Mike made boxing look what it was supposed to look. It was a dismantling. Like it was whenever he stepped in the ring, it was a dismantling.
Right. Yeah.
So actually the honest answer is probably Mike.
Gotcha.
With like Floyd as a close second.
Okay. All right. Yoshi, what say you? Who's your favorite boxer?
I think I'm gonna make it trifecta.
Okay.
I think the first boxing match I ever watched, Mike knocked the dude out in like 18 or 30 seconds or something crazy.
Of course.
And I was like, yo, I like this gold tooth motherfucker. Like, it was just,
right.
And he just like there was no method to the madness. Yo, I'm just gonna beat your ass. Like I ain't gonna block shit. You can punch me in my face. I don't give a shit. I got this iron jaw and yours ain't. Iron don't sharpen iron. Iron to knock that shit clean off. They never gave somebody the right name as they did Iron Mike Tyson. I like Floyd. I wasn't around for the Muhammad Ali era. I really wasn't a Lennox Lewis fan.
No.
Person outside of Mike and Floyd, those are the only two guys. But Mike Tyson to be so drastically different. And I think anybody's honest answer, like even boxing purists, would be like, technically he was this and he was that. But it was fun watching that motherfucker.
Fun to watch.
It was entertainment. Like, even if you knew somebody was going to get knocked out, he going to knock. It was like, how long is it going to take to knock this nigga out?
Right.
It's just that kind of thing kind of always had me going, and it made it exciting to watch. Like, I can't watch boxing now. Like, I go to boxing parties for the food.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
See, I'm watching boxing parties like this, or I go to boxing parties and watch the fights like a commentator now. I'm like, okay, if he would have dropped his left right there, it would have been
Right.
The food and the drinks.
But when Mike was in there, we ain't had to worry about what we was
We
watching.
have
for.
time
We was
to.
Watching somebody get knocked out. That's what we was watching.
But I think like Mike to me it was so, like you said, it was so entertaining to watch Mike that by the time Mike was done, like during Mike's era, it was so fun to watch him. I didn't appreciate how good he was technically in his prime. So his knee bend, his head movement, I didn't really pay attention to that because I was so focused on him knocking people out all the time. So by the time I became seasoned enough as a boxing enthusiast to appreciate a boxer, it was Roy Jones Jr. And so as much as I enjoyed Mike, I just didn't appreciate him like I should have. Now going back and watching fights, I can appreciate it, but actually to witness like the sheer athleticism and quickness and hand speed and power, and actually appreciate it in the moment, Roy Jones was like second to none to me.
Like a lead left hook instead of a jab. Like,
right.
Who does that?
Yeah. And
who does that?
And like literally like we see boxers all the time when they like 8 feet away from each other, taunting each other, but he would really put his face in your chest with his hands behind his back and dare you to try to hit him. Like, and still technically sound enough when he wanted to be, because he was such a good athlete, he didn't have to be all the time. But like he would just whip these stinging like hooks on you before you could even react. Like it was a marvel to watch in the ring. But yeah, the first name that came in my mind was Mike. And I go to my grave defending Mike Tyson, in his prime. But at a time when I could appreciate it in the moment, I would say Roy Jones.
Yeah, Roy's not a bad one to appreciate. Like the end of his career is a little tragic, but in his prime, he was primetime entertainment. There was nothing quite like him.
Right, and then it's weird, like you said that, like it's hard to think of any boxer. There's very few boxers that we can't say the end of their careers weren't tragic. There's very few boxers that go out on top like Floyd.
Yeah, that's true too. Like that's true too.
Like even Bernard Hopkins beat Father Time until he didn't beat him. And it ended tragically. Like,
because B-Hop was another one that was a technician. He was real hard to hit.
Right. But
then once you start thinking about, like I said, as I got older and started understanding points and scorecards and all of that other stuff, then it became like I started looking at boxing differently than I did with Mike. It was just somebody get knocked out. I'm finna watch somebody get knocked out right quick.
And I got to show up on time because it's not going to last long.
Because if I miss, it's not going to get past the first round.
Right.
It's just not going to do it.
Right. And and I think Mike came along at the right time. Mike was not only, like you said, the persona, the skill, the power, but you also had, at that time, early in his career, there was no pay-per-view. It was all HBO fights, so more people got to see him ESPN was growing at that time. The video games were growing at that time, so you had to punch out. So Mike, like our accessibility to him and new accessibility that, people didn't get to a lot of other fighters before Mike was, he came along at the right time as well. So to kind of have that accessibility to somebody who just was pretty much untouchable was a good thing to have too.
Yeah, that's true. Media was a completely different animal when Mike was around.
Right. But good question, Preston. I wish Al was on for this. Al's our boxing purist. But
yeah, he'd have brought up Marvin Hagler.
Right. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know who Al's favorite would be, but that would be interesting.
I think we might have had this conversation with Al before. Wasn't it like Sugar Ray Leonard or something? You know what? Al didn't have one. He just named about 4 of them.
I know he went through a bunch of
weight
them.
classes or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's what Al did. Yeah.
But I think we were just talking about boxing in general, and he went through a bunch of different names. But I don't know.
Right.
I don't know who his favorite name, who his favorite would be. I don't know.
Right.
But Al, Al was around during like Sugar Ray Robinson days and shit. So
Yeah, like Al would probably break out a name where we'd be like, "Wait, who?"
Oh man, well, appreciate your question, Preston. You and Brandon, y'all definitely keep sending us these questions, man. We love answering your questions. You got anything you want us to answer? Got anything you want to address? Or you just want to get something off your chest or disagree with something we say? Hit us up. You can email us at info@godefylife.com or hit us up on social media at GoDefyLife on all platforms. But we're going to jump into a commercial. And when we get back, we're going to talk some NFL Week 2, some quarterback injuries, some more Antonio Brown lawsuits and craziness, all kind of crazy shit from the NFL. But stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Yo, the summertime is winding down, so it's time to go ahead and get that fall wardrobe together. Check out the new fall line from Defy Life Gear. It's got all new designs, jackets, socks, and you gotta check out the brand new alternate logo. We also got sweatshirts for all the podcast gear you love so much. So go ahead and visit www.defylifegear.com. That's www.defylifegear.com to get your gear today. And remember, Defy Life, lifestyle defiant. It's defylifegear.com.
Welcome back. This is episode 125 of the Defy Life Podcast. Y'all definitely go check that fall line from defylifegear.com. We got everything. We got an alternate logo. We got sweatshirts. We got black leggings for the ladies. We got coffee mugs. All kind of stuff. Y'all definitely go check out the new fall line at defylifegear.com. We left off. We answered some listener questions, talked some boxing, talked some Tang Saga. But we're going to jump into some NFL. Yosh, I'll start with you here. As you and me are the only members of the 0-2 club. Yeah, man. So we're gonna we left off talking some boxing, talking some Wu-Tang Saga. Thanks to our listener questions. So we're going to jump into some NFL talk. Let's talk some Week 2 NFL. To start off with, Yosh, you're the only person in this group, man, that's in the 0-2 club with me. So I'm going to start with you, man. The Daniel Brown era has apparently started in New York. This is the second time the Giants have moved on to another quarterback in the last 3 years. You think this one's going to last?
Well, I don't think Daniel Brown is going to last, but Daniel Jones.
Daniel Brown.
Danny Brown is
right.
Right. I was like, who was that?
Well,
yeah.
I'm mixing together all kind of former Giants and current Giants quarterbacks with Dave Brown and Daniel Jones.
Danny Cannell,
right?
That's fine.
But
Daniel
Brown might have just as good of a chance as Daniel Jones, though.
Listen, I've lived through all of them.
Damn.
I've been a Giants fan that long that I've lived through all of them. And
Dave Brown was from Duke as well. So, what do you think Daniel Jones is going to do? You think it's his to keep at this point?
Well, I had this conversation recently with a bunch of brilliant NFL minds off air. And my thoughts on it are so you don't think you're brilliant minds? Okay. One of the top fantasy beasts was talking to me about it, and I value his opinion highly. It's the great Thomas. The great, wonderful Thomas. If you haven't caught it, Fantasy Beast comes out every Thursday morning at 8 a.m., just in case you didn't know.
Absolutely. Plug. Get that man a check.
Yeah.
It's on the way. I was just about to say that. I was trying to get off mute to tell him.
Tune in. But only on the Defy Life Podcast Network. Log into www.defylifepods.com. All right. So, back to the Daniel Jones era. I feel like totally forgot what the fuck I said off air. So I'm just going to go with what the fuck I thought. I think that, first off, it is Eli Manning's fault, no matter how much these pundits try to tell me that it's not. They try to make me believe shit. It's like trying to give me the Jedi mind trick because Eli's so fucking nice. These are not the droids you are looking for. Yes, these are not the droids I'm looking for. No, nigga, he's fucked up. He sucks. Get his ass off the goddamn field. Okay? Like I told them boys, I said, shit, let's find Ken O'Brien. Because at this point, that shit's better than this motherfucker. All right? And our offensive line is actually playing well. Right. Our wide receivers are actually playing well. It was just brought to my attention because I did not know the actual number. Quan Barkley is only averaging 12 carries per game and is averaging over 100 yards per game.
Wow.
The formula will lead you to believe just hand that motherfucker the ball on first and second, get to a manageable third, and either throw it at that point, draw the shit, screen it, whatever the fuck you want to do because your whole playbook's open.
Right. But the trouble is, after the first quarter, you're playing behind from so much because Eli missing so many passes, he can't score. You can't really run the ball like that.
But but I think that actually in the first quarter, we've actually been up.
That's what I said, after the first quarter.
Yeah, no, but if we stick with the formula, this is where you're asking Eli to throw 50 fucking times a game. Like in the first quarter, if he's putting up 30 damn passes, then yeah, you're going to be fucked. He's putting up 30 passes and Saquon touched the ball 6 times in the backfield, like off of handoffs.
Or they could just make everybody happy and start Eli and bench him after the first quarter.
Well, no, because that shit ain't it. But I think that if we're gonna go anywhere, I think it's gonna force us to go through Saquon more. With as well as our offensive line has been playing, I don't know how much they can sustain. The only issue I'm having is I think that the move is almost like a fuck it, the season's over. When we actually still have a shot, like at this point in the season. With the way everything stands, Philly has a plethora of injuries and they're 1-1. Washington looks like shitty boo-boo. And Dallas is the only thing flying high. But what we know from Dallas, they'll go 7-0 to finish 9-7. So, shouts out to my boy Al. But
shots fired to your boy Al.
However you want it to go. Still waiting on the championship since '94. I was in high school the last time they won some shit. So, and I done been married and divorced for damn near 11 years. So, the thing of it all is I think that so it could have a 2-pronged effect. One, the whole team could say fuck this season, we out anyway, and treat them leaving there like people leaving the Dolphins, or the team could rally around Daniel Jones because they were tired of Eli Manning And I don't even know if Pat Shurmur got the okay from the higher ups, because his job might be in jeopardy. Because if this shit don't work out, that nigga's fired. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's so much at stake. I don't know where it's going to go, but the one thing I will not be is the person that's going to jump ship of my team, and not continue to be a fan of, and not tune in every week, whether I'm cussing them out or cheering them on.
So is that the one thing you know from week 2 is you not jumping ship?
Yeah, I know. I put it like this. The one thing I know from week 2 is it's only week 2. And I don't think fans should be committing fucking suicide. And I got friends that's changing teams. Oh my God, I'm not watching them no more. I'm gonna become this team's fan. And I'm just like, bro, like, come on, like, kamate, like, just chill out, enjoy some football, and let it be that. Because I mean, it's one of those things. Football is an up and down game, and then not only that, but the injuries that have happened. Another thing I know, motherfuckers better start doing some shit in the preseason.
Right.
Because if you have these injuries in preseason, at least niggas are coming back off injury by now, and not going into injury, protocol, shit like that. Like, I just think, I know the world done came soft, and they done made the game I love, because wasn't nothing like watching a Jack Tatum blow somebody up, or a Christian Okoye run somebody over, or Ronnie Lott fill a hole and blow somebody. Like, it was nothing like watching those devastating hits. And now it's like, okay, it's entertaining. I love football. So I no longer know if I watch football because I've loved it all my life, or because I still love it.
Yeah, that's one thing I've realized is I'm not so much of a football fan anymore as I am a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
I watch my team, and if I catch any other games, then fine. But
I used to pay for the ticket. Like, I gotta see every game. Crack.
Yeah.
Like put that shit in my veins, nigga.
Yeah. I can't sit and watch football for 9 hours like I used to. I feel you on that. Pooh, what do you know from week 2 in the NFL? Other than the Bears have a kicker.
Right.
Who might need to play quarterback?
What? Hey, we do something, man. Ring cap, man. I don't know, but what I know, and I guess I'm probably gonna catch a lot of flack about it, but man, I'm gonna say I know that I don't know if it's going to be a long, substantial career, but I think I know Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray, they're going to have success in the NFL. I'm going to go with that.
So even if it's fleeting, short-lived,
I mean, a few years. I think they're going to translate to a lot of wins, because they've been in the red zone and within the five and under, and they've kicked, I think, 5 or 6 field goals. So they're moving the ball. They're really moving the ball up and down the field. Kyler's thrown for 300 yards the first 2 games. They played against some extremely tough defenses, and they just hadn't seemed to been able to get in the end zone. I know that's part of football, getting in the end zone, but they've missed a few, and I think that the timing and playing more, I think those are going to begin to matriculate into touchdowns, and I think they're going to be pretty solid offensively. They got to get a few more pieces on D, and Pat P will probably help that out, but I think the Cardinals are going to be okay. Am I still here?
Yep.
Oh, true.
Is Jay still here?
That's a great question.
It says he is.
Because I heard all this rumbling. Yeah, I guess we're about to have a thunderstorm. Damn, I hope the basket.
Is Yoshi still here? What happened?
Get Jalen Ramsey. Damn, it's just you and I. Me and you.
Yeah. Bruh, my fucking fantasy team is the worst.
Yeah, I peeped you.
It's the worst. Roethlisberger went down. It was like, oh, so that's just my whole season. Got it.
Yeah, I peeped you. And
is awful, right?
Regular Scott keeps sending me these bullshit ass trades, huh?
Man, he been trying to do that since week one. Like, I had to send him a straight up like standard message that was just like, look, this organization doesn't even review trade requests until week 3. I don't know what organizations you used to dealing with, but you can't be drafting a team and then 12 minutes later like, hey, you trying to get me? No, I just drafted this team.
Right.
Like, the least I gotta do is see what it look like before I actually do some shit. My shit ain't doing shit though. And then Ben went down, and it was like, oh, word. So that's just how we treating people.
and definitely went down.
He went down.
Guess you have to scoop Daniel Jones, man.
Man, this shit was crazy. It's like, I mean, I might have to, is the honest answer. I'm over this motherfucker looking at fucking Andy Dalton and shit.
Nah, Andy Dalton playing good ball, though.
Andy Dalton only playing good ball because the Bengals is constantly behind.
And they're going to be for the rest of the year. What do you mean? They got a lot of holes on
that ain't shit right now.
Joe ain't doing shit.
Yeah, you do it because they can't get nothing going at all. My defensive players is the best players on my fucking team. You know, Tom Brady's still Tom Brady.
you got Tommy?
I got Tommy and Julian Edelman. Okay. So that's about the only thing that's holding me down. Kerryon Johnson's so fucking iffy.
Yeah, he iffy. He definitely, they don't give him the ball enough.
You know, he did all right, but he's still iffy as fuck. Julio, all right, I'm all right with Julio.
Yeah, you're all right with Julio. He just had a huge game. What did he put up, like 35?
Yeah, Julio had a good ass. Like, Julio is Julio, so he was the first pick. I'm not mad at him. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always feel like whatever you do in the first round, if they ain't producing, then your draft is fucked off top.
Yeah, you hurting. Yeah.
My bad, y'all. I got a minor emergency here in the studio.
Okay.
I kept hearing water going, kitchen sink backing up all over the floor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I think she's going down there. But yeah, so that's what I know at this point. My feet.
True. I don't know what happened to Yoshi.
I don't know. I guess Yoshi know it's time for bed.
Right. Yoshi just disappeared so quick.
All right. But yeah. So, Jay, did you give your what you know?
Nope.
What do you know that you know?
I know that Patrick Mahomes got cheat codes.
All right.
This motherfucker just decided to turn on in the second quarter. Like, did we score in the first quarter? Like, no. Oh, wow. We should score. 4 touchdowns later.
Right.
Like, Patrick Mahomes is infuriating. Like, he's killing me right now.
And then just turned it off. Like, yeah,
right.
Good.
It was just like, all right, that's all we needed, right? All right, cool.
All right. Oh, Yoshi back.
Yeah. I know Patrick Mahomes is that deal. And I know that the Dolphins JV team, I think we should just refer to them as the JV team going forward.
Yeah, I mean, just from watching the Dolphins, man, like, if everything goes right and a little bit of luck and everybody stays healthy, I think the Dolphins could win the Big South Conference this year. If a lot of things go right.
Maybe the Big South. Maybe. Like, I think they'd have a shot, like, to get to they would take the Mountain West.
Yeah. But yeah, the Big South would be tough. Coastal Carolina would give them a run for it. But yeah, they pretty bad. But thanks for Minka. We'll take Minka off your hands, though.
Man, but was it a worthwhile trade for y'all though?
Absolutely.
Like, you see how I'm in my high voice? Like,
damn right, absolutely. So who did the Niners draft in the first round this year?
Debo,
Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa. So if Nick Bosa has 80 tackles, 4 sacks. Let's just say he has a good year for a defensive end. So let's say he has 50 tackles, 8 sacks, like 8 passes batted down, and then somebody comes along next year and says, "Hey, we'll give you a first-round pick for Nick Bosa." Would you give him up?
Probably not.
Exactly. Minka Fitzpatrick in his rookie year had 80 tackles, 8 passes defense, 2 interceptions, 1 on return for a touchdown. What are the chances you're going to get that guy with your first-round pick next year?
That's fair.
So, and you get him in his second year, which means you got him under contract at a cheap rookie contract for the next 4 years.
$1.25.
Right. So, absolutely. Like I always say, like draft picks are always overrated. If you give me a guy who's proven that he can play, who was just the 11th pick 1 year ago, I give you a first-round pick for that dude. Easy.
Yeah. I know. But y'all lost your first, third, and fifth rounders.
Well, not that because we got stuff in return for those. So that third and that fifth were draft picks that we gotten in other trades.
That's what I'm saying. Like next year, y'all only got a second, fourth, sixth, and seventh.
Right.
I mean, you got 2 fourths, but that would be my only concern with it.
But if you think further down the road, you're going to get a third-round comp pick for Le'Veon. Right, so that's your third rounder back right there.
Yeah.
So, like, on the surface, yeah. But if you dig deeper and realize that there's foresight into this trade and other trades, like, so you're going to get, that's guaranteed you're going to get a third. Le'Veon's the top running back in free agency. That's a third-round comp right there. And so you get your third back easily. And you get a proven young veteran with a first-round pick who are proven to be 50-50 players.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at you guys for it because, like you said, you did get a solid player for some jawbreakers and some skittles.
Right.
That's not gonna, because everything else that in the past couple of years you guys have done, the Steelers they're cap unfriendly, for lack of a better way to put it. And this is one of the few things that's like you got a quality starter, and you got them for peanuts. So, a first round pick is a first round pick, but even those are obviously hit or miss.
Yeah, and especially like when you look at the Steelers' track record of missing on DBs in the first round,
right?
So what are you gonna do? Take that first round pick and draft another Artie Burns? Nah, give me Minka Fitzpatrick all day. So, yeah, and after you pick off Jimmy G 2 times Sunday, we'll be happy. So, and I think it says a lot. And I'll just go ahead and jump ahead of you, Pooh. Well, no, we already gave it. So the one thing I know is this move by the Steelers indicates to Mason Rudolph, to the rest of the team, to the fan base, that they're not giving up on the season. All right, they easily could have said, well, fuck it, we'll go ahead and mail it in and take our top 10 pick and see how it goes. But they and this move is not just a for now move. Like I said, Minka Fitzpatrick is under contract for the next 4 years, and if all goes right, he'll be there for another decade. So this is a move for the future as well. So I think it's another building block. Now your starting safeties are the top 2 safeties, 2 of the top 3 safeties drafted last year, and the other one's hurt right now, and Derwin James. So prudent move. Definitely outside of the characteristics of what the Steelers usually do. We don't usually get that aggressive in trades and free agency, but I like it. You shore up a defense. A big hole at free safety. Sean Davis is hurt. Don't know when he's going to be back. He's got a torn labrum. So, I don't know. I think it's a good move. And I like what I saw out of Mason Rudolph. So, as much as I appreciate Ben Roethlisberger and hate that he's not there, I'm excited to see what Mason Rudolph can do. So, I think the offense kind of moved a whole lot better when he got in, simply because it forces the offensive coordinator, the play callers, to be a lot more aggressive and creative, as opposed to depending on the fact that you have a future Hall of Famer at quarterback. So I'm excited to see what they do.
Mm-hmm. All right, fair enough.
And I'm going to slide a second one in there. Another thing I know is I'm tired of 49ers fans, now that y'all 2-0 for the first time in 16 years, calling me, talking about y'all want to bet. I done got calls from 3 49ers fans this week asking me if I want to bet on the game this week. I ain't heard
That's hilarious.
Right. So, and Pooh, you know one of them.
Well, I'm not one of them. Right, for sure. Like, I am not one of them.
No, you're not.
I spend every week making sure I'm betting against the Niners right now. You know.
All right. So
apparently that's the only way they win.
Right. So shout out to you, Chad, calling me last night and trying, and I call you back today. I'm like, I was just calling to see if you wanted to bet. It's like, man, I ain't talked to you in 9 months. And now y'all 2-0, you want to come calling me to my some bet. First of all, I do not bet on the Steelers games. Second of all, I don't bet on the NFL because that shit stands for no fucking logic when it comes to betting. So I don't do that. So enjoy the game. We can talk shit, but I'm not betting you. So, oh man. Speaking of Steelers trades, West Coast Jay, they are coming for Antonio Brown. And when I say they, I mean every damn body. Yo, so we do know about the 2 lawsuits that have already popped out with him throwing furniture on the balcony and the sexual assault lawsuit. And then, I don't know if y'all heard, but there was another woman that came out. She's an artist who said that he owes her money for artwork, and he stripped butt naked with her painting a mural at his house, and she turned around. He was butt naked with a bath cloth over his genitals,
bucket naked.
And now there's a doctor in Pittsburgh. And there's also a chef who claimed that Antonio Brown hired him to cook for him and his entourage at the Pro Bowl last year, and didn't pay him, and he owes him upwards of $20,000. Now there's a doctor in Pittsburgh who now comes out and says Antonio Brown did not pay him he owes him $11,500. And they have Antonio Brown on tape farting in the doctor's face and laughing on camera. They are coming for Antonio Brown. Like, West Coast, how much of this you think Roger Goodell going to put up with?
Well, the fart in the face is, I mean,
it's
fart
hilarious.
jokes is always funny to me. So the idea that he did that was cracking up. Like that's funny to me personally. Like I see where the doctor is a little distraught, but at the same time, the doctor's in Pittsburgh. I think that doctor's just still salty.
I mean, somebody owe me $11,000 though. I got a right to be salty.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, 11 racks is that's money.
Like farting in my face. As long as you pay me, we can laugh that off. You owe me $12,000, nigga.
But
like,
the fact that it's in the lawsuit is the part that makes me laugh.
Right.
And then on top of that,
and TMZ but leave it to TMZ to find the footage. Like only TMZ. Like that's great. And it shows him farting and laughing about it. Like that's
hilarious.
That's great.
Like ridiculous, but hilarious. But
right.
how much is Goodell going to put up with? As long as he keeps being a Patriot, as much as. If the Patriots start losing, like he's not going to take them from him.
Well, the man did suspend Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's kind of true. That's kind of true. And he suspended Tom Brady over dumbness, and they made Tommy mad.
Yeah.
Tommy came back angry about that. But, man, when you look at AB's targets, the entertainment, like one way or the other, he's putting eyes on the screen. Like, people are watching. So I think that Goodell kind of just knows that that's what he's dealing with. Like, it's for whatever reason, the wide receivers, I almost want to blame T.O. for starting it, but the wide receivers have become this fascinating diva category of people. Like, all of them. Odell with the plastic $300,000 watch or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They've just become this laughing stock. And so, like, at this point, I think he's just putting up with them because the wide receivers that's what they're all doing. Like, it's very rare now that you just find a good old-fashioned dude goes to work, dude does his job, dude gets off the field. Like, these fools got choreographed dances. They got, like, they're next level ridiculous, kind of. Mm-hmm. So I think that Goodell just sort of, at this point, I think he just sort of understands that it's really just them. Like, there's no other than, like, the running back holdouts, there's no other position group that you could be like, they're all tripping.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yoshi, would you think that Antonio Brown kind of makes T.O. and Ocho Cinco and Odell look like amateurs at this point?
Yeah. But I do want to go back to, I think maybe episode 2 months ago, when you guys were talking about mental health. Mm-hmm. On the serious side of things, I think Antonio Brown has a mental health issue.
Oh, he got CTE, without a doubt.
And he has just not been diagnosed.
Mm-hmm. Right, he got something.
He has something, and I don't think, and whether it's CTE or attention, something that has to do with getting attention or depression or
he done
whatever
jumped
it
ahead
is.
of Al on the narcissist scale at the very minimum.
I mean, at the bare minimum, it's narcissism. But I think it surpasses, I don't know if it surpasses narcissism, but I think that it's in a category all itself, and I really wish Lynn was on to kind of tell her the symptoms and see what she could diagnose that, or we could have, I forget what his name was, that was on the show, and get him to get him on,
talk about that.
Give him the symptoms. These actions lead us to believe what? Like, what would be your diagnosis of this particular individual just by his actions?
Right.
And not necessarily off of a conversation, because there's no way you could tell me that this behavior is normal. Number one. Number two, well, before number one, I thought you was going to go someplace else with the whole, I was about to say, he's exposing himself to men now?
Well, he didn't expose himself. He just farted.
No. I know. When you were saying it, I was like,
oh, okay.
Before you got to the point with the lead, I was like,
you're right.
Hold on now. What he got going? But the seriousness of it is, I think that he does have an issue that he does need to get addressed. He has surpassed Ocho, because I think where T.O. did things out of a feeling of disrespect, he felt like he was never valued. And Ocho Cinco did things out of fun and just a genuine love for the game. Neither one, I believe, did it for attention. And I feel like Antonio Brown does things for attention. I mean, even Keyshawn Johnson. You think about some of the diva, quote unquote, wide receivers who have had fun with this game. It's always been a fun thing. It's never been like attention. Even Odell, like, it's not been attention getting. It's been when he gets to the end zone, he's got a special dance. He's got these spectacular catches that very few people will ever do. And it's just you wait for him to get to the end zone to see what he's going to do. Like I was very disappointed at the touchdown dance in the Cleveland Brown game.
That's hilarious.
Sunday. I was waiting for something. He was calling people over. I was like, yeah, they got something. I was like, that? But I'm just saying, like, to go back to my point, I think it's those guys have fun. It's fun. And it just seems like Antonio Brown is masking some inner something with a smile.
All right, I feel you up until the T.O. part. T.O., like, we're talking about a dude that was working out in his driveway. Like, everything he did was for attention.
No. But I don't think he was. But I think he felt. My thing was, his own was motivated by the disrespect of I think he had a genuine feeling of, people are not giving me the respect I deserve. So I'm going to do what I can to bring the attention to myself so I can garner this respect. Because to be honest, I mean, T.O. did play on a broken ankle in the Super Bowl. And
that's true.
And damn near, like, you never questioned him on the field. You just didn't. He played hard. Yeah. I mean, you questioned the shit he did outside, but it was never, I think it was more so, y'all boy don't respect me. So, yeah, if we got this controversy going on, shit, I'm going to work out in my driveway. You ain't never heard that nigga.
And I think with T.O. and Ochocinco, Odell, Randy Moss, like their antics were held on the field and in the locker room. Like, I don't think it ever bled out to legal stuff.
Yeah, it didn't bleed out to. I mean,
yeah,
Randy smoked a little bud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, like, you ain't never, like, T.O. didn't get no legal trouble.
Right. I think the closest thing, it was like Randy Moss kind of nudged the crossing guard out the way with his car. And he got out screaming, straight cash, homie. But that was the most we ever got out of Moss off the field. But I don't. That's why.
Even Moss didn't even speak. Like, he didn't even talk like that.
Right, yeah.
You never really heard his voice.
Yeah. And they didn't have the benefit of social media like Antonio does.
And then that's another thing.
Yeah, that's different. The social media aspect of it changes everything, because we end up stuck with personalities of the people that don't necessarily need to be. We don't need to hear these people. Right. I'm talking to you, Lavar Ball, too.
I mean, but knowing their character, though, do you think those guys would have done a Facebook Live? Or
Ochocinco definitely, well, not from the locker room like Antonio.
I don't think from the locker room. I think Chad would have 100% started doing Facebook.
He would have done it, but I'm talking about from the locker room.
Yeah. No, he definitely would have from the locker room.
Do you think that those guys would have recorded a conversation with their coach and played it in a commercial?
Right. Yeah.
And slap a sneaker insignia on it. Yeah. Like, he does shit that leads me to believe that he has an outer issue that comes from maybe CTE.
Yeah.
Like, and it's something that needs to be looked at. And I think that he's gone to the only organization that he could possibly go to, but I don't even know if they can deal with him.
Right. And that was so Pooh, how long do you think? Do you think he can stay on the straight and narrow for the rest of the season, or however long because they do have a second year option on him, or do you think there's a point before the end of the season where he burns another bridge?
I mean, I guess it's hard to say that Antonio's not going to be Antonio. However, with that being said, I don't think he's going to do anything outlandish. I mean, with the whomever coming out of the woodworks, trying to bury him. I mean, you have that, so that's. I mean, I don't think he's going to do anything new, but to jump and piggyback on what you guys said previously, I do think something's wrong with him. Some type of, I don't know, man. Growing up in him is just, over the years, it's just incubated and it's become bigger and bigger and bigger with the fame. I don't know, man, but he seriously has a problem. You heard it on the video. Like, you could tell how you can listen to how he was speaking and it's almost like he's another person.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, yo, Brown, Antonio not healthy, man. He's really not healthy.
Mm-hmm. And you could tell from the very least that he's insecure as fuck.
Yeah. He needs that,
right.
But you know, but I don't think he's gonna wild out and do anything different. If he gets put on the exempt list, I think it'll be from the allegations from the rape and things of that nature. But I don't know
if Bill Belichick is willing to consistently, and we've heard this several times, even Rob Gronkowski reiterated it on the shop last week. If Bill Belichick is willing to call out Tom Brady relentlessly and repeatedly, what do you think is going to happen when he does that to Antonio Brown? You don't think Antonio's going to lash out? You think he's going to be able to bite his tongue? Stay off social media, not tell the world about what happened?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, he's going to handle it differently than he has before, than he had the past few years. He's going to handle it differently. Yeah. I think so anyway.
All right. I don't know. At this point, nothing would surprise me. Whether he stays quiet or whether he puts a whoopee cushion in Bill Belichick's office chair. Like, nothing would surprise me at this point.
Agreed.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much where he's at.
Yeah, right. But I don't know. Y'all ready for some trivia?
Yo.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Get it on.
Been ready.
Man, look at here. I was trying to hold out for you, Money. See if you could get
Ooh, don't laugh at me.
Been ready. Been ready.
All right. Who won last week? I did. Let's see. West Coast wasn't there. Shit, Pooh. You first by default. You was the only one here last week.
Oh, I went out last week. Remember my likes and shit.
Oh yeah, you did. Yoshi was there last week. Like a week before.
Yoshi came in second. It came down to the buzzer.
Right.
Wait, hold on, I gotta refill my Henny glass. Hold on 1 second.
All right. So Yosh, then Pooh, then West Coast. All right. Yosh, let us know when you're back.
Damn, you're doing a lot of rumbling and bumbling.
Mm-hmm. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Oh, man.
All right. So, the categories are.
Hello?
Who in here? Yeah.
All I gotta say is Defy Life, man.
No doubt.
Because only this show allows me to drink.
Right.
CL and Josh be having me like an animal. Like I feel like a silverback in the zoo.
Haters.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to be out in the wild.
Wow. Drink up, my friend. You might need it.
That's what I do.
All right. All right.
What
Categories are, and as usual, there's 5 categories, 5 points in each category. First category is athletes in movies, where I will give you a description. You tell me the athlete who's in that movie, and you get double points if you can give me the year the movie came out. Second one is world capitals. I will give you the capital of a country or a U.S. state, and you give me the name of it.
All right.
Next one is serial killers. I will give you a description. You give me the name of that serial killer. You get double points if you can give me the year that serial killer was executed.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's tough.
Yeah. That's some good stuff.
When his Scott bag, his regular Scott bag.
Yeah, that was a cutting.
Next one is NFL one-hit wonders, where I give you a player description of a player who had one good year, one good game, but after that, he sucked. And you get double points if you can give me that player's alma mater. And last category is weird college nicknames, where I give you a description of a school and you give me the name of that school and the name of their nickname, their mascot. You get double points if you can give me the actual name of their physical mascot. So like Cocky at South Carolina. So get double points if you can give me that.
Okay.
All right. Yoshi, you are up first. Where are we going?
Let's go with, what was the first one you said?
Athletes in movies.
Let's do athletes in movies.
All right. What's your point total?
Let me get that 30.
Athletes in movies for 3. What was Shaq and Penny's character names in the movie Blue Chips?
Wow.
Oh shit, I know that. Butch McRae and Neon Bordeaux.
You got that correct, sir.
Wow.
3 points for Yosh. And for double points, what year did Blue Chips come out?
Shit. Oh fuck.
10, 9, 8,
shit.
7,
Think.
6,
5, 1990. I was a junior. 1994.
2. That is correct.
Look at Yosh go.
6 points for Yosh.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I just watched that shit yesterday.
I watch Blue Chips all the fucking time. I love that movie.
That is, I usually watch it. I watch a couple of movies before my season starts. Blue Chips is one of them.
Wow.
Blue Chips, Coach Carter. Oh God, and what's the football one with? Remember the Titans? Like I get all in my sports bag. Like
Man.
Hey, can't go wrong with any of those.
Above the Rim, Sunset Park. I get in my bag.
Wow. All right. You got a game.
Sound like you got a category then.
Right.
Oh, don't. Bring me back for trivia. Be on that shit.
All right. Pooh, where we going?
Let me try that joint for the 4.
Athletes in movies for 4. This mountain of a man played 9 seasons in the NFL. This was before becoming better known as a cop in the Police Academy movie series.
Oh shit!
What's that kid?
10,
What's that kid name?
9, 8,
Ed
7,
Too Tall Jones, isn't it?
That is incorrect.
What's that kid name, man?
He was the Bubba Smith, also known as Hightower.
Yeah, I knew where I get that from, yo.
I don't know where you was going.
They were both 6'7". Maybe that's why. Yeah.
Hey, but
I was like, Pooh, Jay done lined up Pooh for him to knock it down.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Oh man. All right. West Coast.
That was
where
the
we going?
movies.
Oh, fuck. I done learned I watch not nearly enough TV and movies, so let's go with World Capitals for 3.
All right. World Capitals for 3. All right. There are 8 capital cities in Australia, each of which function as a seat of government for the state or territory in which it is located. One of these is also the national capital. What is that city?
In Australia?
That is, yeah, Australia.
No, I said in Australia.
Oh yeah, I was like, that's your. Oh yeah, in Australia, yes. 10,
Australia is
9, 8,
it's not Sydney. It's
7,
not Melbourne.
6, 5, 4.
Australia's
3,
capital city
2,
is. I can find out.
Capital of Australia is Canberra. Canberra
Of course
is.
it is.
I know that.
I usually be putting vodka in that.
I definitely didn't know it.
All right, I like my Barra in bottles, not cans.
Not cans.
Yosh.
Did you say Canberra?
Canberra.
Oh.
Canberra. Yes.
Oh, okay.
No.
Canberra. Okay.
Let's do athletes in movies for 5.
Athletes and movies for 5. This man was the number 1 overall pick in the 1969 NFL draft. He played 13 years in the NFL as a defensive end before becoming a renegade cop who broke the rules and took justice into his own hands from 1984 to 1991 in this TV series.
That is
10, 9.
It's O.J.
8.
Simpson. Fuck am I?
That's your answer? That is incorrect.
That's incorrect?
Yes.
O.J. Simpson.
Yes. This is it's actually Fred Dryer.
Yeah, I thought you said defensive end or something.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
end.
I started.
Fred Dryer, also known as Hunter.
Hunter.
If you stayed at your grandma's house at any point in your life, you are very familiar with this show. You had to know.
Like, if you just watch TV at some point, you watch Fred Dryer.
Right.
That's my fault. It just triggered.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought O.J. Simpson. I didn't even listen to the rest of the
I
question.
built a close relationship with Hunter, and in the heat of the night, and then Matlock, all that stuff. So yeah, at my grandma's house. Pooh, it's on you.
Well, what do we have left?
In athletes and movies, you have the 1 and the 2.
Yeah, the top.
You have athletes and movies. You have world capitals for 1, 2, 4, and 5. You have all of serial killers, and you have all of NFL one-hit wonders.
Let me have NFL one-hit wonders for the.
And weird college nicknames. Sorry.
Oh, let me have that for the 3. NFL one-hit wonders.
All right, NFL one-hit wonders for 3. He was the predecessor to Ben Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh, winning Comeback Player of the Year in 2002. The following year, he sucked, then was replaced by Big Ben due to an elbow injury. Oh, the irony. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't know, bro. I forgot when blank.
The correct answer is Tommy Maddox.
Tommy Maddox, damn it.
Yes. Good old
My shit was completely blank.
Tommy Gunn. All right. West Coast, where we going?
Let's go back to the world capitals for 2. Stay out of Australia.
All right. World capitals for 2. This city is the capital of Egypt, and it's also the most populous city in Africa. 10, 9.
Sounds like Cairo.
8. Cairo is correct. 2 points.
What device is being used at the trains? The sun had gone, but had.
My bad. I'm trying to get this quiz done.
I was like, that's a new disclaimer.
Right.
Yoshi, it's on you. You and your little friend over there.
No, man, shut the hell up. What's left in actors and NFL or whatever?
The 1 and the 2.
Let's go 2.
Athletes and movies for 2. This former Laker and Celtic played Chick Deegan, Jesus Shuttlesworth's host during his recruiting visit. 10, 9, 8, 7.
That one, I'm
6,
not even.
5, 4, 3.
Did Rick
2.
Fox play for the Celtics?
That was Rick Fox. You got it.
Oh shit! I didn't know he played for the Celtics. I just remember him being in the movie.
Yeah. Rick Fox. 2 points for Yosh. All right, Pooh. Let's try to get on the board here, sir.
Yeah, I'm on it right now. Give me whatever I had for 4. What did I have?
Damn.
NFL one-hit wonders.
NFL one-hit wonders, man, for the 4.
All right. NFL one-hit wonders for 4. He took the NFL by storm in 2007. He threw for 3,787 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 19 interceptions, earning a trip to the Pro Bowl with the Cleveland Browns. He's been terrible ever since. Who was this one-hit wonder?
Damn, the Cleveland Browns.
10.
So many to choose from.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
McCown.
That is incorrect.
Derek
that would be
Anderson.
Derek Anderson.
D.A. What the fuck? Yo, I should own that.
I don't know why I remember that offhand, but it's Derek Anderson.
All right. West Coast.
Back to the world capitals for 4.
World Capitals for 4. This president's mansion in this capital of Argentina, it's called Casa Rosada, or Caos. It is exactly what it sounds like. A massive pink mansion with gorgeous architecture where the president lives. What is the capital?
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires is correct. 4 points. West Coast Jay. All right. Let's catch up on the score. Yoshi has 8. West Coast has 6. And Pooh is participating.
True.
All right. Yoshi, it's on you.
Let's go with, let me close out that category.
Athletes in movies for 1. This Hall of Fame quarterback made a cameo in Something About Mary as the title character's ex-boyfriend. Brett Favre is correct. And you can get another point if you tell me what year Something About Mary was released.
That was, shit. What the fuck
10, 9.
1998?
1998 is correct. Another 2 points for Yosh. All right, Pooh, it's on you. And athletes in movies is now closed out.
Give me the Derek Anderson category for 5.
All right. You going up. Drafted in the 10th round by the Green Bay Packers in 1987. He got his shot in 1989 and broke out with 4,319 yards and 27 touchdowns. The following season, he suffered a shoulder injury, then another one the following year, giving way to a young Brett Favre. Oh, the irony. Who is this one-hit wonder?
I have no clue who was the Green Bay Packers quarterback before that.
10,
wow.
9, 8.
Damn,
7,
y'all still got 0.
6.
Go ahead, man. Who is it?
That would be Don Majkowski, a.k.a. the Magic Man. If you played Tecmo Bowl, you are very familiar with the Magic Man. All right. All right. West Coast, it's on you.
World Capitals for 5.
World Capitals for 5. It is a U.S. city that is literally built on gold. And at the turn of the 19th century, it had more millionaires per capita than any other city in the world.
Built on gold?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Oro.
5.
That sounds like something
4,
Spanish.
3, 2,
Albuquerque.
1. Albuquerque is incorrect. That would be Helena, Montana.
What?
Yes.
All right, Jay.
Helena, Montana.
All right, Jay.
I mean, you did choose the 5, sir.
I did choose the 5.
I was about to say, come on, West Coast. You know that shit, too?
Nah. That's what I said. It sounded Mexican. Like, that was like, that just fit the gold fit. I'd have never thought Montana ever in my life.
Oh, man. All right, Yosh.
Okay, what we got left?
See, World Capitals, you have the 1. You have all of serial killers. You have the 1 and the 2 and the one-hit wonders, and you have all of weird college nicknames.
Let's go one-hit wonders for 2.
NFL one-hit wonders for 2. Selected with the 18th pick by the Patriots in the 1998 NFL Draft, he rushed for 1,115 yards and 9 touchdowns as a rookie. Unfortunately, he blew out his knee during a beach flag football game at the Pro Bowl that year and would never see success in the NFL again.
Shit. That is
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
I know that shit right here.
3, 2,
I don't know.
1. That would be Robert Edwards.
So, drafted came from Georgia.
From Georgia. All right.
Look at that shit. The one I didn't get out.
That's because you're getting them wrong and then moving on to the harder ones. Well, Pooh, it is on you. You want to get that for 1?
Yeah, get me on the board, man. Just don't say nothing about the 10th round because I know I don't know that shit because that was before I know anything about anything.
All right. We'll go to the other end of the spectrum. The 4th overall pick in the 1992 NFL Draft,
Oh, shit.
He was largely considered a bust as a wide receiver. However, his one hit was winning MVP of Super Bowl 31.
Desmond Howard.
Desmond Howard is correct. And another point, if you can give me his alma mater.
Go Big Blue. Michigan.
Michigan is correct. 2 points for Pooh. You're on the board. West Coast.
On the board. Here I come.
It's on you, sir.
Was world capitals for one?
World capitals for one. This capital is the fourth largest city in Canada and was originally called Bytown. It is also the home of the CFL's Red Blacks.
That's Ottawa.
Ottawa is correct. One more point for West Coast.
What was that one again? I mean,
Ottawa.
What was the number?
1.
1.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yosh, it's on you.
What are mascots for 3?
Mascots for 3. Coastal Carolina decided to name its teams after this heroic rooster from the Canterbury Tales.
Chanticleers.
Chanticleers is correct. And that's 3 points. You can get another 3 if you can give me their mascot, their mascot's name.
Oh God.
10,
shit.
9, 8, 7.
Tay know the fucking name.
6.
What the fuck
5,
you say that dumb shit all the
4,
fucking time?
3, 2.
Fuck.
1.
Chauncey?
Chauncey is correct. Yes, sir.
Chauncey the
Chauncey the
Chanticleer.
Chanticleer. That's right.
There we go.
6 points for Yosh. Stretch it.
If you watch Tay snap, he'd be like, I'm Chauncey with a bottle of damn Henny in his hand and damn Chanticleer t-shirt on.
A Chanticleer?
Chanticleer.
Chanticleer.
Yeah, Chanticleers.
EER.
And what
Chanticleers.
It's a rooster.
What in the hell is that?
It's like it look like a rooster. It's like green. It colors are like teal and black or some shit. Teal, brown, and black.
Right.
I know because there's a Chanticleer t-shirt, a mirror size in the drawer that Tay got him. So.
Oh wow! All right.
Give me that for the 2, man. I gotta keep chipping away.
All right. Weird college nicknames for 2. In 1946, someone decided to change this school's mascots from the Bulldogs to the Sun Devils, whatever that is. Which school is that?
Arizona State.
Arizona State is correct. And another 2 points if you can give me the name of their mascot.
The name of their mascot.
9, 8, 7.
Texas Pete.
Texas Pete would be incorrect for an Arizona State named mascot, but hey, whatever you say. That would be Sparky.
I just thought about something hot. Shit, I ain't know.
That would be Sparky. I'm sure you've all seen him with the pitchfork and the big grin on his face. That's Sparky. Yeah.
Sparky.
Yeah. All right. But nonetheless, 2 more points for Pooh. All right, West Coast.
Let me see. Is there a 1 in that category? Let me add a 1.
1 from Weird College nicknames. This college got its nickname in 1907 during a football game against Auburn, played in a sea of mud. If you're from the South, you understand the color of that mud.
That's Alabama.
Alabama Crimson Tide. 1 point for you, and 2 points if you can give me the name of their mascot.
It's an elephant. The damn elephant. What's that damn elephant's name?
That's not his name.
8,
That's not his
7,
name.
6, 5,
Fucking
4, 3.
Owl or some dumb shit.
Damn. Al, Big Al the elephant is correct.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Oh, 2 points for West Coast. Wow.
That's
damn
hilarious.
good guess, sir.
What's the score update?
Right now, Yosh, you have 16. Pooh has 4. And West Coast has 9.
I'm running away with it as yours.
I gotta do something, man.
Just stretch this thing.
All right, where we going, yo?
What we got left in mask? What's left?
All right, so let me just run through all the categories.
4 and 5 mascots.
Yeah, 4 and 5 in mascots. Athletes and movies is gone. World Capitals is gone. You have all the serial killers. You have 4 and 5 in mascots. And that would be it.
Well, since I'm obviously gonna get all of the rest of these incorrect. Let's go with strategy. And we're gonna take the 5 in the mascot category.
All right. 5 in weird college mascots. Presbyterian, a small college about 20 minutes from Newberry, South Carolina, has a nickname that, if you weren't sure and your mind is in the gutter like me, you may think Smurfette and her homies decided to make it a hot girl summer on the local campus. What is the mascot of Presbyterian?
The Blue Hose.
Blue Hose. Yes. Blue Hose is correct.
Hilarious.
Wow.
It's a big horse. It's like a horse head.
And what is the name of their mascot?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. I just know we had summer camp there. They offered Cesar a scholarship. So that's how I know. I was like, is that really your name? Blue Hose? Like, they don't have...
All right.
Y'all could think shit else. So,
yes.
they got a really nice gym, though. It's got Blue Hose
do have
on
a
the
nice,
floor.
Yep. The name of their mascot is Scotty the Scotsman. So once I learned that, I realized that it was Hose, H-O-S-E, and not H-O-E-S. So
yeah, H-O-S-E.
Otherwise,
that's way funnier.
Otherwise, money would be camped out in Clinton, South Carolina, trying to save everybody on that campus. So
trying to paint the town blue.
Right.
That gym is probably one of the nicer gyms in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very nice arena. It's a very nice gym.
Let me get it for the 4, man.
Weird college nicknames for 4. All right. As a member of the Ivy League, Cornell surely had plenty of brain power from which to draw when selecting a nickname. However, they settled on this uninspiring moniker.
Oh, shit.
10, 9,
Cornell.
8, 7, 6,
Cornell.
5, 4, 3,
Cornell
2.
Badgers.
Badgers is incorrect. We are talking about the Cornell Big Red.
Big Red.
Two interesting facts about the Cornell Big Red. First, they are the arch rival of our very own Alvin Glymph Colgate University. And 2, they came up with the name Big Red because a guy back in 1947 was writing a fight song for the football team, and the team didn't have a nickname. So when it got to the part to actually talk about the team in the song, he actually wrote the lyrics, Big Red Team, and they called it the name Big Red. So, not very creative, Ivy Leaguers.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Right. West Coast, where we going?
I gotta catch Yoshi. Let's do it. Is there anything left in the mascot things?
Nothing left. The only thing left is serial killers.
Fuck it, give me the 5.
Serial killers for 5. Nicknamed the Damsel of Death, she was an American serial killer who murdered 7 men in Florida over a 2-year span by shooting them all at point-blank range. Charlize Theron played her in a 2003 movie called Monster.
Oh, she was in Monster. That's the Eileen, 10, fucking
9,
Eileen.
8, 7.
What's this bitch last night?
5, 4, 3.
Eileen,
2.
This bitch crazy.
1. This bitch crazy is incorrect. Eileen Wuornos is her name. Wuornos, yes. Wuornos. And she was executed in 2002.
Wow.
Yosh, where we going? Well, which point total?
4.
1994. Also known as the DC Sniper, this former member of the U.S. Army terrorized the nation with his young accomplice, Lee Boyd Malvo.
That would be
10, 9,
my mind
8,
blank.
7, 6, 5.
Fuck it. It don't matter if I got it wrong.
3. That would be John Muhammad. John Allen Muhammad.
John Alex Muhammad. Yep.
Yeah. Executed in 2009.
I didn't know.
Damn, I didn't even know he was executed. Yeah, I didn't even know he was executed.
Nope, I didn't either.
Yep.
What he kill? 4 people?
9 people.
I was always, to this day, I will forever be shocked that he was black.
Yeah, I remember that was the first question everybody asked. He was black. Yeah, he was black. Yeah. Pooh, 1, 2, or 3.
Man, give me the 3, man.
Serial killers for 3. He performed regularly at kids' parties, earning the nickname Killer Clown. When caught, there were 29 decomposing bodies of boys in the crawl space beneath his house. Who was this serial killer?
Yo, that special just came on, yo.
10,
what the fuck, man?
9,
I don't know. You don't
8.
have to count, man.
Right.
What's his name?
That
special
would be
just
John
came
Wayne
on.
Gacy, right?
That would be John Wayne Gacy. Yes, sir.
John Wayne Gacy.
That special just came on. I'm supposed to remember that.
Executed in 1994. All right. West Coast, 1 or the 2?
Give me the 2.
Nicknamed the Lady Killer, this handsome, evil genius confessed to kidnapping, raping, and murdering over 30 women in the 1970s. Who is it?
Yeah.
10, 9,
No idea.
8,
That's all. What's
7,
the hell's his
6,
damn name?
5.
I have
4.
no idea. That's literally
Oh,
what I'm saying.
all right. That would be Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Oh, yeah, I still have no idea.
Executed in 1989.
That special's on Netflix.
Right. And the thing on Netflix called, what is it? The Bundy tapes?
Yeah.
All right. But I think they totally missed the mark on that. How genius would it have been to have named that special TED Talks? That would have been awesome.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Hey, they don't pay me the big bucks, so fuck them.
Nope.
Yeah. Last one for 1 point. Let's just kick some giggles. Let's see who gets it. Known as the Milwaukee Monster, he is infamously known for sedating his victims, essentially turning them into zombies, then cannibalizing their corpses. Who is this?
Is that Jeffrey Dahmer?
That is Jeffrey
It's
Dahmer.
Jeffrey.
Yes, sir.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yes, sir.
He ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
In a nice Chianti.
Yeah.
Who's the serial killer from out of Sumter?
Was that Pee Wee Gaskin?
Pee Wee Gaskins. Yeah, that's what it is.
If y'all don't know, I have a serious. I've always had a serious infatuation with serial killers and what makes them tick. So that's kind of why I delved into this category.
Basically, there's a segment on the Relationship Status Podcast that says, "What have we learned today?" And what we have learned today is Jay is a sick, twisted fuck.
He's a nuts guy. He's
Absolutely.
a nuts guy.
All right. Well, most serial killers are also geniuses. So that fine line between genius and insanity always intrigued me. So
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm.
That's
I
fair, I guess.
err on the side of insanity.
right. You know what else you do, sir? You win trivia battles. You finish first.
Bingo.
What you got for me today, man? What is your parting shot?
We've had over the last week, I would say 2 or 3 weeks at my school, we've had a lot of gang activity. And a lot of kids have been expelled. Last night I was turning in something called a SLO. For those of us who are not in education, that's basically where you test your kids about where they are, and then you come up with some strategies to get them to where they need to be by the time you do the end of course testing. And one of the kids that was the head of the gang, one of the gangs here where I teach, who was expelled last week, actually aced all of his map tests.
Wow.
Aced them. Was the highest score in all of his classes, science, math, and English. And I that just goes to show that we should not give up on our youth at all. Some of these kids are extremely talented and have extreme leadership skills. This kid was a freshman and is running grown men, and getting grown men to come to a school and fight kids and stuff like that, shootings and everything else. And young kid, 15 years old, and is telling grown men what to do. Who knows what he could do if he was guided correctly?
Right.
So continue, people, to invest in our youth, because what is happening is enough people are throwing them to the wayside. And the only people that are embracing them are the people on the wayside.
True.
That's it.
Wow. Yeah. All right, West Coast, what you got for me?
Man, I ain't got much. After Yoshi's, that was, man, that's heavy.
Right.
So I don't have anything heavy. So
it ain't gotta be heavy.
Oh, all right. I need to drink more water, so stay hydrated. And reading is fundamental. That was for money. Oh yeah, and then money. Since you ain't here, you understand. If you ain't rocking with Defy Life,
right?
So what is your life about?
Word. Pooh, what you got for me?
Man, I don't have much. You know, Yosh, that was definitely heavy. You know, definitely heartfelt. Man, I just want to say we appreciate you guys listening to us. Keep coming back. You know, DefyLifePods.com, Defy Life Gear. Go get it. Can't get enough for you. You know, until next week. Peace.
Absolutely. All I got is my weekly Panthers catch up. Money. Sorry you're gonna miss it, man. But you know, we Panthers got to stick together. So Lincoln and his squad went out and demolished the. They're starting to run together. I don't even know who they played at this point. But they beat them 42-0. After 3 quarters, the team threw in the towel. They don't have a mercy rule, but the coach said enough is the Broncos. That's who they played. The coach said enough is enough. 42-0, and 4 kids sent to the sidelines, hurt in the game. He was like, "Yeah, that's enough.
You were done here."
Right. So 3 quarters of work, 42-0. They're now 4-0, going into a bye week. And apparently, this little league has a homecoming. So homecoming is this week. And you know, everybody comes back and watches all the age groups play. But yeah, so shout out to them, and shout out to Lincoln and LaDainian. But Lincoln was accepted into the gifted program in his school, as well as the Boys to Men Leadership Academy at his school. And LaDainian got his EOG test scores back, and he is performing above state levels. So shout out to my boys, man. Got to give them love whenever I can. So that's all I got. Yosh, Pooh, West Coast, great show. Money, Al, we miss you guys. Talk to y'all next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life, y'all.
Welcome to the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast with Lynn and Kim. Join us as we discuss the latest in everything from entertainment and current events to the craziness that is our real life.
Let's laugh, let's live, let's talk about it. New episode every Tuesday on the Defy Life Podcast Network. And remember, if you're not defying life, then what are you doing? Lynn and Kim.